There's a lot of opinions about astrology. Some people think it's evil. They think it's the devil's business. Some people think it's absolutely ridiculous, that it's silly, that it has no meaning whatsoever. Some people won't do anything until they call their astrologer. So, what do I think about astrology? Well, I think astrology is pretty interesting. I'm a Virgo. Some people say Virgos are health nuts. I don't know if that's true, but I am a Virgo and I am a health nut. I've tried all kinds of crazy diets. I tried a raw food diet. I did that for about 4 months. It's like being a serious vegan. It was kind of fun, but it's a whole lot of work. And after about 4 months, I wanted some cooked food. I think whole grains are really important. So I eat whole grains. The interesting thing about an astrology chart is if you look at someone's natal chart, a natal chart is the astrological chart someone has when they were born. So they say you look at that chart, you look in the mirror, you see the person's physical self. You look at their chart and you see their soul, or the journey that their soul wants to take, or the issues and struggles their soul is dealing with, or the gifts and bonuses their soul came in with. So, in astrology, there's a planet called Mars. And when I think of Martian woman, I kind of think of that planet Mars. The planet Mars is how we get what we want. It can be our aggression. It can be our physical strength, our bravery, and our courage. It can be our conflict with other people. It can be our tempers. Some people, including myself, think I have a bit of a temper. Oh well. Martian woman, Martian woman, Martian woman. So, one of the interesting things about astrology is the planet Saturn. Now, a lot of people talk negatively about Saturn. Saturn is the planet of fate, it's the karma, it's the great teacher. It's about obstructions, challenges, slowdowns, separations, distance. Anything that takes a long time, anything that requires a foundation, anything that's hard for us to do is ruled by Saturn. If you look at my chart, you would say that Saturn is strong in my chart. Maybe this is why I love the story of Seabiscuit, because I can only imagine that that little horse was born under a strong sign of Saturn too. He was worked so hard when he was young, and they ran him to the ground. They just ran him, and nobody really took care of him. And it took a wise horse trainer and a rich capitalist and a daring jockey to come together to pull the gold that was in Seabiscuit's heart out. And it also took Seabiscuit being willing to develop a relationship with each of these individuals and let his essence come through. So anyway, I think Seabiscuit is a very positive Saturn story. And maybe that's why I like it. I like to see, and I'm not the only one. I bet you like to see it too. Well, I know a lot of us like to see it. The one that really has a hard time and works really hard and doesn't ever seem to get anywhere, but kind of has to have a good disposition and nice, pleasant personality. Somewhere deep inside us, we're all rooting for that person, to make it, to make their mark, to break through. And when it happens, it's just so beautiful. And that's the beautiful part of Saturn. It's like you work and you work and you work, and finally this beautiful thing just blossoms forth. And it seems like it comes out of nowhere, but it really comes from deeply rooted learnings, experiences, a lot of ups and downs, and being willing each time you fall down, to get back up and keep going and not give up and to hold on to your vision. And when you do that, you get Saturn's rewards. And Saturn's rewards are lasting. And that is really the beauty of Saturn. Once you get rewards from Saturn, those rewards cannot be taken away from you. And just like Seabiscuit, the year that he won those races in the Great Depression, there was more newsprint written about Seabiscuit than any other entity in that year. So when Seabiscuit was given his success, he was given such a resounding success that no one could ever say that he wasn't a great little racehorse. And even now, years later, they're making movies, writing books, and that success is always with the spirit of Seabiscuit. And when we study that and we learn that story, it blesses us and it gives us hope that we can overcome our Saturn too, and we can also reap the rewards of our Saturn. When I met my husband, it was as much of a life-changing event as the loss of my mother was. He's a very, very, very special man, and I love him very much. The relationship that we have, the love that he has given me, the stability and consistency and patience has really allowed me to open up, blossom, and heal many emotional wounds. I wrote a song for him called The Beach, and I wrote it after we moved to San Diego. And it's a song about healing, and it's a song about gratitude. It's a song about starting to leave the past behind. Well, before we say our final goodbyes, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed spending this time with you. So I got this Way Groovy t-shirt the first time I visited San Francisco and went to go see the musical Les Mis. After all is said and done, I think it's really important to have fun in life. I think it's really important that we enjoy ourselves. There's so much beauty and wonder on this planet. There's just so much here for us that in the end, what a shame if we weren't able to enjoy it.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?